Call the makeup artist today, Makeup by Zippy, 773-681-1538. Follow her on social media, Instagram and Facebook at Makeup by Zippy. And book her today. One-on-one show is also brought to you by my photography service that I provide, Jojo Turkson Images. Call us today if you need photography services for your wedding, for your parties, for your engagements, graduation, whatever you need photography services for. Call me today, 312-450-5235, and let's do business together. This morning, my guest on the show is Kofi Bugyei. He's an 8th grade graduate and also a soccer player. We'll be talking to him. We'll be finding out what he's preparing himself to, going to high school and all the good stuff he's doing. I've been watching him secretly, and I'll be talking to him. He's going to be an inspiration to the young ones, especially. So make sure you stay on here, right here on the One-on-One show. Enjoy the song from Kofi Bugyei. Wish Me Well. When we come back, Kofi Bugyei is my guest on the show.
Provider, he be my protector. Nobody go higher. Yo, baby, and keep my back on. My God be my provider. He be my protector.
Listening to 101 on WGHC 98.3
I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Even though I'm nobody, I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Tell me now, no be later. No be later. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Tell me now, no be later. I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Even though I'm nobody, I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. We can make it come and once I see by record with a stolen mic. We see my phone coming, I can see an atoning pipe. I'm gonna destroy the soul inside. Maybe I'm on a monkai. Shame on you, I pray my God to favor you. What we do, we deja vu. I'm and defeated. Shame on you, I pray my God to favor you. What we do, we deja vu. I'm and defeated. Then I'm keep I don't do them anything. People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well.
You are listening to 101 on WGHC 98.3 FM.
People say me another day. If you wish me well, I wish you well. Eva, Eva, I still dey fight for the paper. Tell me now, no be later. No be later. Eva, Eva, well, I wish you well. Even though I'm nobody, I don't do them anything. People say
20 minutes after 10 o'clock here on WGHC 98.3 FM. Wish Me Well. Great song coming from Kofi Bugyei. Happens to be a favorite of Kofi. You love the song, man.
Yeah, it's a great song. I like the message that it sends, wishing someone well. I feel like that's a great message.
Wow. Yeah, it is indeed a great message. You always have to, wish anybody well in this life. You don't want to wish anybody bad in any situation. So it's a great song, and I'm sure you also enjoyed it. My name is Jojo Turkson. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on the One-on-One show. My guest this morning is Kofi Bugyei. He's an 8th grade graduate and also a soccer player. We are live on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, just search for Jojo Turkson. You see us live on Facebook. If you have any questions or comments, we are here. Well, Kofi is here till 11 o'clock, and he will check out, but I'll be here till 12 o'clock. If you have any questions, you can post it on the Facebook live feed, and I will let Kofi answer those questions for you. If you have any comments, make sure, you post it out there on the live feed, and we'll let Kofi, know the comments that you're bringing up here on the Facebook live feed. Congratulations, Kofi. I mean, first and foremost, 8th grade graduation. How was it? How did you feel, moving on from elementary school, now you're about to go to high school? How was graduation like for you?
Well, before I even talk about that, I'd like to say rest in peace to my grandpa Darku. Okay. He was big in the community and was just a great role model to me.
Okay.
And I like to say we're thankful for his life.
Okay.
Now, 8th grade graduation. When I graduated from the 8th grade, it was truly a great experience because you know that it's the last time that you'll be with those same group of people in a room together. It's truly amazing. And, for those of you who are about to graduate, make sure that you push through your 8th grade year. Don't, slack off. Make sure you push through, get all the A's, make sure you study, do all the great things that a scholar would do to progress.
Wow. Congratulations again, because every graduation is a big deal. It's a milestone for you now that you're moving on to high school. And you didn't just graduate, you graduated with honors.
Yeah. So
that means you were a great student.
Well, according to them, I guess I was a great student.
Wow.
I graduated with honors. I was in the honor society. At our school, we have something called the Merit Club, and we volunteer our time to help teachers. And if you want to be in the honor society, you have to have good grades, no check marks on your report card.
Wow.
And also, you need to do 8 hours of service. Now, the 8 hours of service I did was helping out a program called Black Stars in Space, which is a program founded by my auntie Akuya. And we help out by doing different things within the program. So there's soccer, there's tree classes, Ewe classes, different language classes.
Okay.
There's dance. There's even an economics class, which is great because you always want to start with economics young, making a bank account, a savings account, because
trying to know how to budget.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And for the time that you were in school, what have you missed? I mean, I know you just graduated not too long ago, but from kindergarten to 8th grade, with the same group of people, what have you missed so far in the short time of graduation?
Well, that's a great question. I'm obviously going to miss friends, staff, teachers. But a funny thing is, I'm going to miss recess.
Recess because you want to be by yourself? You want to play or do something just on your own with no teacher, being around? Because I know everybody loves recess.
Yeah, honestly, I know it's a weird thing, but recess is kind of like a time where I can socialize with my friends without, as you said, having the interruption of any teachers. And, and I get to, have fun playing kickball or playing football or playing soccer even. So it's just time for me to relax.
Wow. If you just joined us, my guest this morning is Kofi Bugyei. He's an 8th grade graduate and also a soccer player. And we are talking about graduation because he graduated not too long ago with honors. I mean, let me emphasize on that. So he's a great student. He's a great personality. He's a great, individual that I've been watching secretly from afar. And Kofi, quickly, let me ask you. You said 7 habits. I was talking to Mom behind your back. You said there are 7 habits that you've kind of developed throughout your time in school, from talking about from kindergarten to 8th grade until graduation. And the most important thing for you is change. And you're also given the chance, or you were selected to give the farewell speech at your graduation ceremony, which is also a big deal. Congratulations on that as well.
Thank you.
And in your speech, you talked about growth. I just want to play a clip of the part where you said growth, and then I'll ask you just something about growth. So take a listen.
What happened in the 6th grade? We were in a health class, and our counselor gave us a web of strings. This intricate web was a way for us to express our feelings by pulling on a string and saying what we wanted for the future. This moment allowed the class to have the freedom to express how we truly felt. After this moment, we grew, and it made us become individuals who wanted to make a change. Ever since that day, I have grown into a person who has tried his best to be proactive and have a positive impact on the classroom every single day. We are grateful to our teachers who made learning fun and unforgettable and invested in developing our character.
I'm sure you can recognize his voice, right?
Yeah.
That's you. You're talking about growth. How grown are you in the short time after graduation, and also during the time that you're in school from kindergarten to 8th grade? How grown do you think you've become?
I think I've grown a lot.
Okay.
Just from being that naive little kindergartner who just wanted to play toys with his friends, to becoming a matured 8th grader who knows his goals and knows what he wants for the future.
And what are you, impacting other people who are close to you, especially your friends, back from, before graduation throughout elementary school? What have you influenced them with your growth? Or what have people say? What are people saying about you that, you've influenced them?
I think, people have said that I've changed them because they think I'm a nice person.
Okay.
A genuine person, intelligent, a person who just cares about the well-being of others. And I'm thankful to them because, without them, I most definitely wouldn't have grown. Because, people need friends.
Correct.
People need friends and family to allow them, nurture them through their youth and allow them to grow as people.
Wow, that's very positive, because as you said, people need friends. People need people around them to either influence them positively or correct them if they are going wayward. So that's a good point. That's a good point. Now, Kofi, you did basketball and soccer in school, so you're pretty much into athletics, and you still had A's, all these A's. That's a great thing. How were you able to combine soccer, basketball, academics? How were you able to combine all these things and still become a great student?
I think it's just a matter of making time for myself.
Okay.
I knew that academics were my priority because academics are a big deal in your future. I think that just being a student athlete is a great thing. Studies have even shown that doing academics while having, playing a sport helps you, balance things out. It helps you become a multitasker.
Okay.
And it actually improves your grades as well. So.
Wow. And I believe that has helped you Of course, you know your grades were way up there, and it's not just being a sportsman, but you excelled in sportsmanship. You won the 200-meter dash as well. How did that feel winning? Because I saw kind courtesy mom on her Facebook. I saw the race that you had, the 200 meters, and she was cheering you up. Go Kofi, go Kofi. How did you feel?
Even like the beginning of the race, you have a bit of nerves just because of the competition around you. But as soon as the gunshot happens, you just go. The nerves are gone. You race until the finish. And as soon as I crossed that finish line and found out I was first, I was ecstatic.
Wow.
I was in joy. Just the help that I've gotten from family and, the gym teacher at school who was my track coach. They really prepared me for this moment. Okay. And I'm thankful to them.
Okay. Wow. Now, any challenges in school, Kofi? Within, the elementary school, did you had any challenges? Whether academics or social life, or were there any challenges for you?
Ooh, I guess balancing out sports and academics. The late nights where you really want to just sleep, but the academics are a priority. So you have to stay up, get the work done, for your teachers. There are some kids who don't even do the work, and they have all the time in the world. So, you just have to persevere and get the work done, because that work, you don't realize it at the time, but it benefits your future so much.
Wow.
So much.
Wow. Now you're going to high school next. What are your expectations? Because I know elementary school is totally different from high school. The pressure, the academics, the people, the tension. How prepared are you, and what are you expecting in high school?
Well, high school is definitely a totally different setting from middle school. But I believe that the experience I've had in Andrew Jackson have really prepared me to go to high school. For instance, we had this thing in our school called a block schedule, where we'll switch off during the day and have different classes. And like that block schedule is the same, not the same exactly, but the same idea that is implemented at the high school that I'm going to. So I think that block schedule that I had at my school really helped. Also, the fact that teachers push you. And at the high school level, teachers push you. Sports coaches push you. Everyone wants you to succeed. So the fact that at Andrew Jackson, everybody wanted me to succeed was just so helpful to me.
Wow. And I know, high school will be a totally different exposure, looking at middle school, elementary school, where, people push you, teachers push you, but of course, high school, they push you even harder in sports, because they know, hey, you can get a deal in a college. You can get, right after college, you can get a deal in, in MLS or professional level. So they push you even harder, even in academics, because, you want to either go do your master's or PhD or whatever. So they push you even harder. So there's more at stake at the high school level, where there's a lot of exposure. So I'm glad that you're saying, you realize all these things, and you are prepared mentally, I believe, emotionally, physically, to get into high school. What are you hoping to achieve after high school? I know we are trying to move a little bit fast forward, but what are you hoping to achieve right after high school?
Well, obviously college. From my youth, I've always wanted to be president. I remember me being 3 years old, my sister, sitting with my sister and my mom. We watched the 2008 inauguration speech from President Obama. And, you know, sitting there watching him just, you know, being so articulate with his words, it really inspired me. And ever since then, I've wanted to be a president. But I also would like to go to law school and become a lawyer. And I think at my school we have a pre-law program that's going to help me do that. And those are my goals for the future. But also, if athletics takes me anywhere, I'll definitely explore into that.
Okay, we'll talk about athletics, especially soccer, in a little bit. But hey, I wish you well. I know high school will be a difficult task for you, because that's where you're gonna put your mind to it that hey, you are right on the edge of going to either professional or going to college. So you're gonna put yourself to work and make the good out of high school. And I know you can do it, because you've done it already here in the middle school, and you can do it in high school. I wish you well. But now, Kofi, let's talk about what inspires you as a person, as a young person, teenager. What inspires you to get up every morning, do what you got to do?
Okay. Family. I think family is just one of the most important things to have, because, sometimes friends come and go, but your family's always there. They'll always be by your side, whether you do wrong or right. They'll always be there for you. They're like a cushion. Family is just great to have. Role models as well. I most definitely have some role models.
Who are your role models?
Well, obviously Barack Obama.
Okay.
Some NBA players.
Okay.
Just because they persevere on the court. They do whatever it takes to win. I personally like Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
They just won a championship with the Toronto Raptors. Shout out to them. Some soccer players. My favorite team is Chelsea.
Okay.
I like Eden Hazard, but
I'm an Arsenal fan, so we are North London based. We don't care about the Central London part of UK. Anyway. Anyways, so I know you have a great family and you have a great support. Mom is a great support. Dad is a great support. Sister is a great support. All your aunties that I know, they're all great people who you can lean on every time, any day, anywhere. We are live on Facebook. If you want to see us live, just go on your Facebook, log on. Check out Jojo Turkson on Facebook. You see us live. If you have any questions, you can post it on the live feed. Now, quickly on Facebook, I have Felicia Prejar is watching us live. Steve Day is watching us live. Steve there says, nice one. Thank you very much, Steve. Victor Boafo is watching us live. He says, there you are. Have been checking since 8 o'clock. Okay, all right. The show starts at 10, Mr. Waffle. Anyway, thank you very much. And he says family is key indeed. Thank you very much, Victor. I have Michael Vipers watching us live in Accra, Ghana. Evelyn Asariando is watching us live. Henry Edubafo, a good friend of mine, is watching us live from Kumasi, Ghana. Evangelist Kinsley is watching us live. Prince Pa Joe is watching us live. Samuel Gate is watching us live as well. Martin Ayensu Nipa is watching us live too. Isaac is watching us live. And also, Daughter of Zion, Ansa, is watching us live. My wife, Baby Na Zippy, is also watching us live. Thank you very much, guys, on Facebook. If you have any questions, just post it on the live feed. Kofi will be leaving us at 11 o'clock. Now, Kofi, let's talk about a little personal family. I know you have, great family. You were born here. You've been raised here. mom, dad are typical Africans, typical Ghanaians. How is the African culture, the Ghanaian culture, versus you growing up here, the U.S. culture? How has it changed you or made you who you are?
Well, definitely growing up in America is a different experience than growing up in Africa. Or Ghana, to be more specific. I believe that being here has taught me a lot. You know, some opportunities I will get here, but I wouldn't get in Ghana. But obviously, Ghana is a great place, great language, great culture. And my parents have always taught me to stay with the culture. You know, you see me wearing...
Yeah, of course.
wearing
your African print.
You know, I definitely, embrace my culture. And, I think that as Africans, wherever you are in Africa, you have to embrace yourself, because there are definitely people who, take some people take our culture for granted, and every day I try, to make sure that I keep my culture, because once I get away from my culture, there's nothing.
That's a great thing. It's hard to hear, young people like you talk about African culture or Ghanaian culture specifically, like what you're saying, because a lot of people feel like, okay, I was born here, I'm growing up here, this is where I am, and this is the culture I have. But you don't think like that. You are proud to have, parents who have developed that African culture, that Ghanaian culture in you, to also appreciate that as well, because that is not a bad thing. It's a good thing to have your Ghanaian culture, irrespective of wherever you are or wherever you grew up. So it's a great thing. I'm very happy that you mentioned that, and you have that in mind as you become a great man in this life. Now let's talk about memories. I know you are not too old, neither are you too young, but I'm sure growing up there are some memories that you can never forget.
A great memory I've had. This is a funny story.
Okay.
I remember I was at Thanksgiving at my grandparents' house, and I was trying to get up the stairs.
Okay.
But there was somebody sitting literally in the stairs, not to be offensive or anything, but they took, the whole stairs. So I was like, excuse me. But they were sitting listening to music. Then I go again, excuse me. By the way, I was age 5 at the time.
Okay.
Then I say, excuse me again. But in my head, I was like, you know what? Excuse me isn't enough. So I go through. I go up the steps. Boom, 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 boom. I fall down the steps. And I'm crying. Oh my God, oh my God. And my grandma, thankfully, gives me my Band-Aid. And I still have the scar to this day. But,
okay.
Wow. Politeness is a great thing, but sometimes I guess you need to be outspoken in your words.
Yeah, that's a funny memory. I'm sure grandma too will never forget that. And whoever was sitting on the stairs will never forget that tumble that you had. Anyway, my guest of the show this morning is Kofi Bugyei. He's an 8th grade graduate with honors. And he's also a soccer player, upcoming, hey, the next who? Ronaldo, the next who? Pele? Or the next what? Chelsea captain? You never know. Probably maybe Arsenal will buy you. Anyway, you can send your messages up on the Facebook Live feed if you have any questions out there. Thank you very much, Mr. Boafo. Yeah, I know you are all the way in San Diego. Yeah, Pacific time. So, yeah, I understand. Anyway, thank you for joining us live on Facebook. Now, Kofi, let's talk about what you what do you do to improve yourself every single day? Because I know, during your school time, you wake up every morning, you get ready to go to school, you come back, you do homework. Weekends, you're on the go, either playing a game or, running errands or doing whatever. What do you do every day to improve yourself to be a better student, a better son, and a better person?
Just, practice makes perfect. So if I'd like to get better at something, I just do it continuously, so I'll be able to get better at it. And also, helping out around the house, just helping family, helping the people who have given so much to me, and doing the little things I can to give back.
Wow, that's very inspirational, and I'm sure every single time that you are home, courtesy ma'am, you be co-chefing here, and then also doing all the goodies, goodies at home. So it's a great thing to, honestly, for me to know that a young person like you have such intelligence about life, and also such mindset about life in general, not for yourself, but also for the people around you, especially your family, which you mentioned earlier is a cushion for you in this life. You fall on anytime and they are ready to catch you. So it's a great feeling for me to hear, a young person like you, African Ghanaian, saying this. And I believe, wherever you are, whoever you are, if you're a young person, you can take a cue from this. It's never too late to have a change of mind if you don't understand how life is, or if you're confused, you can always seek help. Family is the first point to go for help, and I agree with what Kofi said. Now, quickly on Facebook, I have Victor Boafo. He says, it's so true that research has proven that being a student athlete is very key to the development of kids, especially when it comes to playing multiple sports. It helps in brain development, multitasking, and also being a better student. Way to go, Kofi. It's coming from Victor Boafo, Uncle Victor. Mikey Na says, hey Jojo, great seeing you doing what you love doing. Big up. Thank you very much, Mike, from, I don't know whether you're still in Accra. Thank you very much, Mike, on Facebook. Now, Kofi, let's talk about challenges in general in life. You're a young person growing up. I'm sure, there are things that becomes difficult for you, or you try to put together. What are the challenges that you face as a typical teenager, typical young man like you, and how are you able to solve them and move on?
Well, I've read in a Scholastic article, there's something called the herd mentality. When you're in a crowd of people, you're more likely to do what they do.
Okay.
Just because, you don't want to be embarrassed, or you don't want to be a hindrance to what they're doing. But I see it as, being a leader, you have to, don't follow the crowd, especially when they're doing something that isn't right. That's definitely a teenager struggle. Another one, I probably said this a lot of times, but just balancing everything out. School, sports, family, friends, just, finding the perfect balance.
Okay. Wow. And I'm sure it's going to be difficult because, as you mentioned, this is a big challenge for teenagers because you're exposed to everything. And now technology has taken over. Teenagers are on their phones. They're not paying attention. They don't even have communication with their parents or friends or family. On their phone, tablets, video games, whatever. But you've, as you mentioned earlier, you've been able to, even though it's a challenge, but you've been able to, blend it all in and let it, go accordingly as to how you want it, and as to, how you want to lead your life, which I believe is a positive thing. Now, Kofi, let's talk about soccer. You are a key member of what, Chicago Kicks United FC. What position do you play?
Well, when I was with the U12, I used to play like the center forward.
Okay.
But now they're trying to prepare me for high school, so they've put me on the wing.
Okay.
So right now
you're
I'm
crossing the balls for the strikers to just head it in.
Scoring goals as well.
Okay. Okay. Wow. How fun is it to be on the team?
It's so fun. Just having the players we have, I can joke with them.
Mm-hmm.
I can, they're such good friends.
Okay.
You know, they won't get mad at me if I do something. Make a mistake, they'll just be like, "It's okay, Kofi. Just get back on defense or something." Mm-hmm. You know, it's fun to play with my team. You know, just the energy that they bring to the table is just great.
Okay, and I know you lost. You recently lost your chance to go to the Nationals, right? What happened?
Well, we played well in the group stages. Mm-hmm. We won all 3 games, but it's hard to say. But we were pretty tired.
Okay,
you know,
which is normal. I mean, it happens.
You know, with all the weather happening right before the week, we weren't able to practice and get our fitness up. Mm-hmm. But you know, we lost in the semifinal.
Okay,
it's hard to bear, but we'll definitely try harder next year. You know, there's always a chance, and you know, I always think about my other accomplishments as well. Mm-hmm. You know. So that's definitely helped me get over the loss. But
okay. Wow.
It was hard.
Wow. When is the next season?
So we'll start again in the fall.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. And I wish you all the best in soccer as well. What do you do for fun, Kofi? I know playing soccer is not really fun for you. I mean, it's not like a hobby for you because, hey, you never know. It can be a professional thing. So what do you do for fun? Say you are not in school, you are not running any errands, you're just literally free. What do you do for fun?
Well, you know, having a sister is great because whenever you want to do something, she'll usually accept it. So we like to go outside. We'll play volleyball a little bit.
Okay.
Because she's obviously a great volleyball player. And I have a hoop in the backyard of my house. Okay. So I'll just play basketball, shoot some shots, dunk the ball in, you know, try new things.
Okay.
So that's what I like to do for fun.
Wow, that's nice. My guest this morning on the show is Kofi Bugyei. He's an 8th grade graduate and also, with honors. He graduated with honors, and he's also a soccer player. Quickly on Facebook before, Kofi, you go, it's coming from my wife, Baby Nazipi. She says, "What an intelligent boy. God is good. All the Banku from Abena Santua Krobia is doing great." Oh my God. Okay. All right. What do you say to that?
Thank you. You know, the Banku has definitely worked. Just have the stew, the fish, the shito. It's just a good combination.
Okay, talking about Banku, talking about food. What's your favorite food?
Jollof ne akoko. Just jollof and chicken. It's just great.
Wow. You don't like soup. Anyway.
Fufu light soup, that's good too, but jollof and chicken.
Yeah, I can tell you are the rice person. Anyway. Anyways, Kofi, what's your message to the youth out there? People like you, people who probably are in, elementary school, middle school, graduated just like you, preparing themselves to go to high school, preparing themselves to be a great person, a great man, a great woman. What's your advice to people like you?
I think just throughout life, you need to stay humble. Have humility. Just because, there are people who, as soon as you become outspoken, boastful. You know, they will bash you, they'll torment you. So you always have to stay humble, because there's always some type of person who wants to criticize you. And another thing I want to leave off with is stay with family. Family is a big thing for me, because family's impacted my life. Just everything, you know, they'll always be there for you. They'll take you to games, they'll be there at home. Just dependable. Yeah.
And I know you have a great family, so you are not lacking anything when it comes to family. Thank you very much, Kofi Bugyei, for coming. Any final words? Any shout-outs to, hey, the family is listening. So any shout-outs to, what, your friends, your schoolmates, or any person in particular?
First, shout-out everyone who's listening, especially my family. I know they're watching very closely. Shout out AJLA graduating class of 2019.
Okay.
We did it, and now we're moving on into the future. So we're gonna do great things. Shout out to friends, soccer teammates, just everyone that's been there for me throughout the course of my journey.
Okay. Wow. And thank you very much, Kofi, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. I know it was a short notice, but we did it. Mom and I, we did it. We brought you here, and I know you've been an inspiration. Well, to me personally, I admire, as I said earlier, I've been watching you secretly from afar, and I admire, you know, what you're doing, and I wish you all the best in soccer. I wish you all the best in academics, going on to high school, even though it's going to be challenging and difficult, but I know you can do it. And I wish you all the best in this life. I know you'll be a great person. The next time we'll be talking, I would have to, write an application to invite you here. I would have to go through, you know, a channel to invite you here. You'll be a great person coming in here. And it will be an honor for me to talk to you again. So thank you very much, Kofi, for coming on the show.
I appreciate it very much.
And thank you to Mom also for hooking me up. Thank you very much for joining us.